Hello and welcome back to the Super League live here in David Ross Sports Village in Nottingham. Up next, we've got University of Nottingham versus Wessex for the Maori Women's Super League. But just before the game, I'm joined with Georgia with Empower. So, welcome.
Hi, nice
first
to
of
meet
all. So tell me a little bit about what Empower does and the partnership here.
So Empower is a community here at the University of Nottingham Sport. It's aimed at getting more female, trans and non-binary identifying students into sports and exercise through various different activities and timetable of programs that we run twice on our Empower weeks throughout the year.
Right. Well, I think I read somewhere that you guys have a week of events coming up
Yes,
in
we
March.
do. So the week commencing the 2nd of March is when we start. We kick off with Girls' Night In on the Sunday here at David Ross, where we've got a whole programme of sports ready to go, and also things like henna, hair braiding, and then fitness classes as well. And then it leads into our week of activities with things like Thai boxing, learn to lift classes, flag football, loads of different sports.
Right, amazing. I mean, I think the women's team is currently wearing the t-shirts.
Yes,
is that right?
they are.
Yeah.
So they're wearing our Empower t-shirts as part of their warm-up to help promote the program and the week coming up.
Right, amazing. And I mean, you guys are in and around the event today, is that right?
Yes, we are. We've got a stand at the entrance as you come in, and
Right.
we've also been in the crowd, speaking to people, advertising, giving leaflets out,
great.
that sort of thing.
So if anybody's watching the live stream and about to come in, make sure to check them out at the front. And if they're not here, how can they find you online?
So if you search Empower UNO Sport into Google, the first link that comes up should be to our Empower page, and that will give you all the programs we've got going on, all the dates, and then it will also take you to our Eventbrite where all our tickets are listed. It's completely free to get involved with. It's just we ask for a ticket so we know who's coming along.
Right, amazing. Well, thank you for joining us, and hope you enjoy the volleyball
Nice
here.
to speak to you. Yes, you too.
Thank you. Hello and welcome to the Super League Live here in David Ross Sports Village. My name is Dennis Schraub and I'm joined by Shaz, University of Nottingham player. We'll be leading the commentary here today between University of Nottingham Women's up against Wessex. And just as the teams get welcomed onto court, this is a big game between both of the teams. 9th place versus 10th place. University of Nottingham with 2 wins and 11 losses. And Wessex still looking for that first win of the season. So big battle at the bottom of the table. Any thoughts, initial thoughts so far?
Yeah, I think the girls have been very excited for this game. It's definitely one they want to win, with the crowd here as well supporting them. And the energy is high after a great boys game. So we're definitely looking to get in there and create some noise for them.
Yeah, and just as the teams get prepared for warm-up, quick look at the league table as we bring that graphic to the screen. So far, Team Side Polonia and Mallory Eagles have secured their spot in the Final Four at top 2. The battle for the last 2 places is really tough at the moment, with Lionhearts, Rebels, and Leeds basically within 4 points reach. And at the bottom, we've got University of Nottingham, Wessex, 6 points and 1 point, trying to climb out of that for a chance for a playoff in 7th place, where Cambridge ARU currently have that spot. So University of Nottingham definitely want to put up a show after that last men's game. Unfortunately, a loss, so home crowd looking for a big win from the women. And just as the players are warming up, some players we'd like to highlight. First up for the University of Nottingham, Isabel Brown, definitely a big leader in that Nottingham team. Currently leading the team with a team high 109 kills. Listed as a middle blocker, but I believe she's playing opposite for this game, possibly?
Yeah, she's a big voice on court, and she's also big in terms of what she contributes to the team, being able to play in the middle, and also when they needed to play for opposite, gives them a bit of wiggle room to play around with, unfortunately, a lot of injuries in the team. It means they can shift things around, and when they needed to play one side, she can play one side.
Yeah, definitely a very well-rounded player. Last game, she got 3 aces and 6 kills. Recently played in the 5 Nations tournament as well, getting runners-up, and actually the 6th best blocker in terms of blocks per game. Isabella Brown definitely wants to look out for number 13 on court. And moving on to the Wessex side, the ones to watch we've got highlighted here is Victoria Palmer, the outside hitter, number 18. Former Commonwealth player. That's the thing with Wessex. They've got a lot of beach volleyball players, actually, and that adds to their general theme of scrappiness on defense, which makes it sometimes very difficult for teams to deal with, that kind of unorthodox play that you might not see very often.
100%. A team being able to keep the ball off the floor, maybe if they're not like going through bouncing balls down, but the frustration that builds from extended rallies is definitely something that takes a toll, something you want to try avoid at all costs.
Yeah, I mean, Victoria Palmer currently leading her team with 49 kills, 3 blocks, and 55 digs. Generally, across the board, the team's got a lot of digs, but it's about, I guess, a big difference between the two teams is whether Wessex can convert those transition opportunities when they do get those digs. I mean, Nottingham have a big block, in the presence of Isabel Brown or their other big hitters or big blockers in Ina Kovacevic. She's got a second highest kills on the team with 45. But another player I'd like to highlight is Pearl Lai, actually. I think she's new to the team this year. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think playing for, not new to the club, but definitely for the team.
Yeah.
But she's a great player all round, hardly makes any errors, like super solid. Even when there's a bigger block, it's almost like she hits better against them. So definitely someone that brings stability to the team.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can just tell by her service percentage, 95%, only 3 errors in the entire season. That's absolutely incredible. I mean, that balance between service aggression and making errors is so difficult to find, but when you get on a good service run, it can make a huge difference.
100%, and it's something I guess they would want to keep going through this game and the rest of the games of their season.
Yeah, and just a quick look at both teams' previous games and their form. So far, University of Nottingham just came off a doubleheader against Team Sado Polonia, top of the table, so a very tough few games for them, both losing out on 3-0, unfortunately. So it'll be interesting to see whether they can bounce back, kind of refocus, regroup against, a weaker team in comparison to Team Sideout, but they can't take it too lightly, can't let that losing streak continue. So, what kind of mindset do you think the Nottingham players need to have in this kind of game?
I think with all the injuries they've sustained this season, not having, most of the time a stable team to try and fix or rely on, it's definitely, they never want to take any game for granted. So they're definitely coming in with the mindset of put the best team forward, get on top early, and try and maintain control of the game. You're going to lose points, that's just how the way volleyball works, but if you maintain your level, generally you'll come out on top.
Yeah, and on the other hand, looking at Wessex this season, they're in a similar kind of form, losing out to Lionhearts last game 3-0 and lead scores. 2 tough opposition again. So both teams have played basically top 4 of the table in the last few games. So looking to try and bounce back, kind of recognizing that opportunity that this might be a closer matchup than the ones they've had before.
I think both teams are definitely looking at this game as a game to win. So we can see who'll come out with the energy from the get-go.
Yeah, I mean, last match, it was a 3-2 win for University of Nottingham, completing a reverse sweep. So definitely a very, very tightly contested game. Were you there by chance?
I wasn't there, but I was definitely watching on the stream, and I was hearing all the commentary from the players there as well. It was definitely a hard-fought game and not easy by any chance. I believe that was nearer the beginning of the season as well. True. So this is definitely one that they want to come back and both teams make a statement about who's better.
Yeah, a lot of new players, not only new players to the club, but new players to the rotation. I mean, when you've got a university team, you've got so much opportunity to bond off the court as well. I think that plays a huge part as, university students ourselves. I think so much of what you build on court is built off court, right?
100%, especially in a university setup. You train, 3 to 4 times a week, depending on where you're at, and it just becomes a sense of you will become friends like that, and then that bond can increase what you play on court.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think definitely with a uni where you've got 2 or 3 teams, something like that, the depth of your squad can increase in that sense. So
true, yeah.
Players, I know there's a player here being pulled up today from the second team, and it's good chance for her to get her feet stable.
Yeah, definitely. And it's great to see that the crowd has not left at all, it seems. I mean, still a packed out stand right now. You got the men's players as well joining in, supporting their women's team.
We'll definitely hear some noise from them. They do love a good time, so we'll see.
So as a Nottingham player yourself, how would you summarize the Nottingham play style for the women's?
I think when I was playing with the first team, we were very much oriented around like offense. That was our main. It wasn't like our defense was bad, but we definitely had players like Ben Lucas, Noah Golan. We were definitely heavily reliant on our big hitters to win us points, and we're a very offensive gun team. I think now we've transitioned to try to be a bit more well-rounded in terms of our pass and things like that. Same with the women's as well. We very much had like big guns on the wings, and now we're trying to reinforce the bit more stable all-round volleyball.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk a bit about that previous game between the Knights and Nottingham. I mean, it seemed like the Knights were able to keep that consistent service pressure, which is what separated them in the end. I mean, similar to what you were talking about, relying on your bigger hitters, being an offensive team. This time, you know, you've got players like Rob Morgan, Oliver Quick. They're very great defensive players. Let's not forget Iraja as well.
Yes.
I believe he played libero as well, so 3 liberos on court basically.
Yeah.
But with that missing firepower in Griffin Walters, you know, how do you think they can kind of adjust with their next games?
Yeah. It's a bit hard. Griffin was definitely like the go-to man to get our jail card. He was just that good. Now it's definitely more of a sort of dig deep, spread the play more, try, I guess, puts a bit more pressure on the setters, and our setters are very good. They'll just have to work around making the blockers think more, giving some more 2-on or 1-on-1s. And the boys just have to dig deep. Like they do, when you get stuck, it's not so much as the rallies might be a bit longer. Like you said, with almost 3 liberos on court, more digs are going to happen. So just keeping it involved. And I know all the boys love the challenge. Newcastle did great with just staying stable, and I think the boys at times, a couple points go, it's a bit hard to stay focused in that sense. Good game in both senses of that.
Yeah. I mean, a lot to bring to the next game, right? Their next MVL game is in Newcastle, same matchup.
I know they'll be looking for revenge there, and I know Newcastle would be looking to keep that foot on the gas there, so that would be a great one to watch as well.
Big chance for redemption, And just as the referees call the end to the service warm-up, our referees refereeing this game will just be a flip of the last game. So Roberto Regante will be the first referee, and Anna Juskowska will be the second referee. Big introduction already prepared. I mean, I was surprised about this last game. I didn't know this was happening.
Final one. So any way we can, we want the crowd involved.
It's great to see. And just as Mark Perkins hypes up the crowd, we're getting ready to introduce the starting lineups for both teams, starting with I think it's University of Nottingham up first. Excuse me, the referees first, Roberto Regante and Anna Juskowska. And starting us off with Wessex's starting lineup, number 18, the one to watch, Victoria Palmer. Number 1, Natasha Cheji. Number 6, the setter, Annie Trotika. Number 9, Alexia Morosanu.
You can hear the crowd getting loud for Notts.
Here we go. Isabel Brown to start, the captain, number 13. Number 2, Amelia Vakeva-Baird. Number 3,
Julia Morales. Number 5, Beth Gilbert. Eight, setter Abby Ketley. Number 15, Maya Darling, recently brought up from the 2s. And libero, best defensive player in the team, number 6, Adele Sudji.
Yeah, it's great to see that the twos player immediately brought into action.
Yeah, she was one of the main offensive powers there, and a really great beach player. And you can see that in her defense and her passing. And with the injury sustained in the team, she was a great addition to come in and stabilize the team.
Yeah, and the other great defender, as you mentioned, Adele Sotru, 10th in receive rating with a 2.02 and a 7th place in digs with 3 per set. So Nottingham not only having great firepower, but also the defense to match that.
Fun fact, Adele also started out as a outside hitter on the 2s in her freshman year, and now has become present as a libero.
Here we go, first serve coming from Wessex into the net. Hopefully not signs of things to come.
Tough way to start off the game. Hopefully Notts can capitalize.
Yeah. Right away, Abby Ketley to serve, setters back row, so 3 options front row for Nottingham. Here we go, big swing from Wessex, right away, sharp angle from Sophie Turnock, the opposite, hitting from area 4 in this rotation. And Victoria Palmer, the captain, to serve. Very short run up here. A beach serve. Looks like a beach player to me.
Yeah. Tough start from Wessex at the line. They're going to definitely want to try sustain a bit of a more composed.
Here we go, great ball in from Wessex. And down the middle, well dug up by Nottingham. A big swing down the line right away. This time a 2-point pass has to go outside. What a dig by Del Sotju. And high ball to Brown. Tries to go for hands, but just out. Now Cheji back to serve. Great ball in. And a roll shot finds the floor. No libero on court, immediately taking advantage.
Targeting the middle on defense. Smart tactic to do.
Couple missed serves from both teams now. But need to tighten this up. They want a chance to break away from their opponent. Another great pass. Results in a very easy kill from Beth Gilbert, but so far, not sure if Wessex are consciously aware that, you know, a twos player has been brought up, but Maya Darling's been dealing with that pressure very well.
Again, similar thing that we talked on the men's, these beach players coming indoors solid in the pass. Maybe not the one to go for, but...
Great serve, gives a 2-point pass. Trying to go high off the hands, but just misses out from Wessex. Emma Duke unable to find that cross-court angle. Dave Gunter immediately giving her some advice. Isabel Brown with another serve. Forces them out of system. Now transition for Nottingham. Contained by Wessex. Goes for the dump, well read by Brown. Here we go, we've got a big rally piling up here. Big block somehow covered up. Another great dig by Adele. High ball. And a kill for Maya Darling. That's her second one today. Great rally to start us off here.
Great service pressure at the minute from Isabel Brown. Definitely putting the team out of system, and great grit from both teams to try to keep that rally going. Oh, the out of system set.
Dump well read again. And that one blocked by Wessex. That's a bit too inside, I think. Nottingham tried to recycle off it, but nobody was there to cover up, but great discipline on the block anyways. Great serve, forces an out-of-system play. Free ball for Wessex.
Miscommunication there. Wasn't quite sure what was going on, if 6 was sweeping or not. Libero was taken out a little bit. It's going to disappointing point for Wessex there.
Yeah, they worked hard off that strong serve, but Libero should command the defense. That time not quite communicating well enough, but they'll be able to shake that one off. But great serve. Almost an overpass. Dortica wasn't sure if that ball was going to sail over the net, but...
I'm not sure if either player in that situation knew where the ball was going. It looked a bit questionable there, but lucked out for Nottingham there.
Yeah. Great service pressure to start us off from Nottingham. Another great serve, floating, out of system. Well covered up. Now 2-person block contained. Nottingham get another chance. Off the right side, Brown trying to go line, just about misses out.
Not a bad swing, struggled to transition out there, but great service pressure, like you said, from Nottingham. They're definitely bringing more heat than Wessex at the minute. Maybe they need to step up.
Yeah, already cut out the service errors from the start. I mean, it's about serving in bunches, and so far Nottingham getting those. Great ball in. Slide attack. Trickled over the net. Messy plays, but now it's a high ball for Nottingham. And squeezes it through the block.
Playing very aggressive at the minute, not too many tips and rolls. I think that's suited Nottingham at the minute. Seeing if Wessex can adjust to that.
Oh, a timeout called immediately. Not sure if any of us caught that one, but Wessex called it. Yeah, Wessex called an early timeout, down by 5. Just trying to tidy things up early on in this set.
I'm sure Freddie in a minute is telling the team to keep the pressure on. You're doing really well, and if we keep errors to a minimum, game is in control.
Yeah, I mean, Wessex just need to find a way to figure out either how to score more points out of system, how to be more organized out of system, or, you know, I'm not sure if technical advice is the best type of advice to give in a timeout, but so far they haven't been able to deal with that serve-receive battle well enough to give their setter a better chance. So that's another point that maybe they're trying to get across. Much better ball in this time. But well dug up by Gilbert, the middle, playing libero right now.
Bit of confusion from Notts there on the second ball, but managed to get it over.
Yeah. Now they get a chance for free ball. And that time squeezes it through. Brilliant play by Nottingham, staying patient off that free ball opportunity. That time an acer from Beth Gilbert.
Again, great service pressure. That's a service ace for the middle, Beth Gilbert.
2 in a row now, and Nottingham really pulling away. Dave Gunter not sure what to tell his team right now. Cheji, one of the veterans of this team, trying to cheer her team onward. Beth Gilbert, another bomb from the service line, and unable to connect to get it back over. Beth Gilbert, such a tough flat float serve, especially on a women's net. I don't know if you've ever played on a women's net, but these float serves are no joke.
Definitely, when I've seen them at training or even helped out sometimes, those ones that zip through, I don't want to be on the receiving end there.
Exactly. And just as we were talking about how good her serves is,
Commentator's curse.
Yeah.
That was a good run, though. That's definitely something you don't mind seeing after 3 or 4 good ones.
Definitely.
I know Freddie's given her the extra green flag on that last one, so.
Yeah. Big cushion, and the home crowd are absolutely enjoying that.
Quick ball in. Great swing.
Doesn't matter for Julia Moraes. He gets the line shot off that one. Those watching at home, make sure you show your support in the chat. Currently, we've got a poll going for who's going to win this game. University of Nottingham, 76% of you think they're going to win, and so far it's looking good for you guys. And just as we're talking about the chat, a substitution called for Wessex. Net. I think it's a outside change, so in comes number 8, Charlotte Chambers. Great ball in. Pass to the right side. And then net touch called against the substitute. Right away, great pass by Adele Sotru.
It's always tough when there's a net touch when a dig is made. It's frustration all round for that one.
Yeah, definitely. A service error. Substitution called for University of Nottingham now. So on comes Pearl Lai for Moraes.
Definitely reinforcing the defense and pass there. Pearl's a great defensive player here.
Yeah. Averaging a 2 points on service reception. Now another great swing for the debutant, Maya Darling, off the outside hands.
She's having a great game. I think staying, swinging hard and aggressive is suiting her right now. The Wessex team are struggling to deal with it.
Okay, but there to serve. Sawyer Palmer deals with it well. And a dig, one-handed, slightly wide, so it's free ball for Wessex. Down the middle, nobody there to cover up.
unfortunate. There's always big energy when a middle makes a dig. You definitely want to try and convert off that, but good push through from Wessex there.
Yeah. Great flat float serve, forces it to the outside. That block just unable to penetrate through the net, it seems. I mean, Wessex seems to be lining up perfectly, but we've seen that ball trickle between the block and the net so often now. So definitely something that Wessex are going to hope to change for the next set. Tough serve. What a serve.
That ball was bullet over the net. Wow.
Yeah, bullet over the net and swerving right into the seam, almost down the line. I mean, that's going to be difficult for anybody to deal with.
Typically in the girls' game, you wouldn't see them receiving overhand either, so it's definitely one I wouldn't want to try and get that with my platform.
Yeah. Another tough serve, out of system again for Wessex. Down the line, that's a high line beach shot if I've seen one.
Great swing, sees the open space, takes advantage of it. Nottingham might need to be a bit more aware of more shots like that coming. If the power isn't working, they're definitely going to revert to more beach type shots like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of one of those where not sure if you want to adjust the defender in six's mindset, whether she should read power, sit with the power, or just read. Oh, great. Ooh, just overpass. Just about. The platform was there, but it didn't quite sit on her side of the net. That's an ace, well, not an ace serve, but an overpass kill for Wessex off a tough serve from Charlotte Chambers. Great ball in this time. Well contained by Wessex. On two. And it works out. That was a risky play, down by 9 points. But it works out for them.
Nottingham definitely don't want to let the foot off the gas. You can see they're taking a little bit longer in the huddle. You don't want to let this affect the rest of the set and more sets on.
Yeah, I mean, when you've got an 8-point cushion, you know, sure, you've got some freedom, but you don't want to let that standard drop because it can definitely affect the rest of the game. And right as we're talking about standards, it looks like a rotation error was called, yeah.
Freddie seems to be wanting to know exactly what, and he's agreed with it.
Might have been, I'm trying to think of the common things that we see in this rotation error. Maybe
instead of going too early.
Instead of going early or behind the middle, maybe. But great pass from Perlai again. This time block covered up by Nottingham.
Great depth from that position.
Great roll shot and a great set. As you said, facing the net, having to push it over her shoulder. Yeah, that's almost something you see in beach sometimes. Obviously, you can't, you know, let's call it carry the ball indoors, but she got a clean set off. You know, so often we see the ball spinning like crazy when you try and set over your shoulder, doubling the ball, but
or they try reach and net touch. So definitely the way to set that ball, but impressive to, in the chaos of the rally, stay calm, make a nice easy set.
Definitely. And second timeout call for Wessex. Again, 21-13. Looks like Dave Gunter's letting her team have the talk instead. Trusting the players' judgment. I mean, it's got a big mix of experienced players and some younger players.
Sometimes it's hard for a coach in a rally like that to... There's no like one simple answer. Sometimes you just need to let them reset themselves.
Great serve again. What a dig by Adel Sadju. Back and forth. Middle takes the second ball. Trying to go for the swipe. Covered up. Blocked by Molly Clark. Picked up, and it's a free ball again for Nottingham. One-on-one, Perlai gets the kill, undersized, but definitely not underpowered.
She sees that block so well. When it's there, off the hands. When it's not there, she can put it down.
Yeah, one-on-one block. Great setup by Abby Ketley. Giving your hitters a one-on-one in a messy rally like that, that's something that's so important for the long run of the game.
Great pass.
Well read by Molly Clark. Now transition for Nottingham. Overpass though. Picked up by Pearl. An overpass kill. Big kill from Molly Clark.
Punishing the overpass there. Kind of messy rally, but put away cleanly there.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we talked about at the start of the game, right? Wessex are a very, very scrappy team, so it's about whether Nottingham can keep their side as clean as possible while being ready and anticipating those scrappy plays.
Oh, another ace.
Big ace to set up set point number 1 for Nottingham there. This time coming again from Maya Darling. He's putting up points in a hurry early on in this set. Great serve again.
And finishing off the set with an ace. Amazing set from her.
Yeah, brilliant set from the debutant. 25-13. University of Nottingham lead 1-0 overall. It's very, very dominant display. Crowd absolutely enjoying it. I mean, that's what they came to see, right?
Yeah.
U of N dominating the performance.
Yeah, University of Nottingham have control of this set. The crowd are behind them, loving it, and hopefully they move this forward into the next set. Wessex definitely want to talk about a way to come up with answers to those serves, to those line hits.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it seems like it's, you know, you don't want to give too much technical advice, but for Wessex, it is obvious that the difference right now is that service pressure and that server reception, that serve and pass game.
Yeah.
You know, not sure if there's much technical advice you can give immediately, but definitely some mental changes, you know, things like, can you put the ball up at least in the middle of the court, not having to, you know, almost
be too perfect.
Be too perfect, polarized. You know, you either give a 3-point pass or a 1-point pass.
Yeah.
You know, can you make it so that you can have a consistent 2-point pass where you have at least 2 options, at least a high ball outlet, rather than scrambling for plays every time.
And Wessex might want to be looking for some of those more smarter shots we saw with those that deep one swing or something like that might have to be the play. Maybe going power for power against these Nottingham team might not work.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Nottingham eventually started organizing their block pretty well. Molly Clark coming in and immediately having an impact. So it'll be interesting to see if they make any changes. I mean, you did say they've got a deep team while also being riddled with injuries. So maybe it's a chance for Nottingham to experiment a little bit. Maybe a bit too early for that, but it'll be interesting to see how Freddie manages the rotation here. And I mean, just as we restart, 25-13 is a great score. Score restarts as 0-0 for a new set. I mean, you've got to maintain those standards as a player. You know, you can speak to how difficult that sometimes is after you thrash somebody for the first set.
Yeah, I will say I've been on both sides of the sort of court in that sense. When you're up, the motto is definitely don't take your foot off the gas, keep pushing. That wasn't given, you earned that. And on the other side, you're thinking, well, you know, fresh start, let's go. We can play point by point. The last set's done. So 2 different mindsets, but I think it's very common for most players to have been on both sides of that court.
Yeah, definitely. We'll start off with Maya Darling to serve. Strong start in the first set. And strong serve to start us off with an ace right down the seam.
If we're counting the end of the last set, that's 3 in a row for her now. So
yeah, she's on a roll for sure. I mean, you know, we have serving targets, but at the higher levels, it's about serving these seams. And that one was executed to perfection.
You can see Freddie giving instructions from here. Definitely trying to find those seams.
Rare error for Maya Darling there. And that puts the Wessex setter back court.
Wessex breathing a sigh of relief, I think. So we'll see if they can build on that now.
Turtika with the serve. Standing float serve goes deep. Slightly rushed by Nottingham. Too wide, and Yeah, that's what happens when you get a rushed pass. It's almost chucked right at your chest, and Ketley did well to try and get some decent height that time, pushing it just a bit too wide.
Even though that was a standing serve, it did come with a lot of zip and
Yeah.
quite low to the net. That was tough.
Another tough serve, trickled the net. Then out of system for Nottingham. Well dug up by Duke. Straight to the pin, and what a swing by Victoria Palmer.
Definitely want a bit more of that out of the Wessex team there. That's definitely going to be something they see more often, or want to see more often.
Yeah. Not too many powerful swings so far in this game, but that's a strong statement to start with, as Tika unfortunately puts that into the net. 3 options front row now, but that means Victoria Palmer is going to rotate back to serve after this one, after having that strong swing. Gilbert, one of the strongest servers in set 1, puts in a good serve, but well dug up by Wessex. And they get the break, or the side out, excuse me, they need.
Yeah, just coming off that outside hand. In the middle, it is always as a bit of myself. Tough to decide which side you want to take, but you just have to be strong with whichever side you do and trust the defense to be there behind you.
Victoria Palmer so far struggling a little bit from the service line. It seems that no run-up beach kind of serve not working out just yet.
Still seems to be going quite aggressive with it.
Yeah.
2 ways to look at that. Early on in the set, it's not too bad. When you get later on, you might want to think about being more clinical.
Yeah. Oh. Ooh, that is a very tough call. I mean, we can't see from our angle if that was a reach over.
Head ref has got the best view, I think, in the entire arena here, so I'll trust whatever he says there.
Yeah. Great serve, Ketley down into area 1.
We had a great angle of that. It seemed to just curve right last minute.
Yeah. I mean, these float serves are really difficult to deal with. You think they're targeting straight on?
I think they're definitely seeing as a seam right now, but they're hitting it so nice that it's just floating so much.
Yeah, exactly. It floats into the seam if you aim at somebody.
Yeah.
Just as we're talking.
Bit too much on it, yeah.
I mean, 5-5. University of Nottingham seems to have a bit more control of the game, but so far the score hasn't reflected that. So Wessex don't need to panic a bit too much. Need to stay composed, rack a couple serves in, and they'll be right with a cushion. And I'll start with a free ball for Wessex. 2 wide, well dug up. Wessex get another chance. Down the middle, misconnected there. Morisanu unable to get that ball over.
That one's difficult. I think a good team always wants to get their middle involved. It's always a key part of a winning team, but when there's a miscommunication like that, it really hurts the morale of the whole team in general.
Another service miss from Nottingham. Seems like you're trading a couple bunches of serves, and then your next player misses a serve. That's going to be a hiccupy start for both teams. There's an out-of-system set to University of Nottingham. I think that one only hit the net, so no touch. And right as we get this stuttery start from both teams, Freddie Fairbairn wants to call a timeout to probably try and regroup things.
Yeah, I think Nottingham are definitely not as clinical or in control as they were near the end of that last set. So Freddie definitely just wants to possibly tell them to calm down, try to find the easy one. Pass seems a little bit shakier, so just small, tidy clean-up things. And sometimes you just need a timeout to reset the team.
Yeah, exactly. It's not particularly like they're doing anything exactly wrong. Yeah. So definitely as a bystander, sometimes you can't tell that energy on court, right? You know, maybe it's a shift in focus, shift in the mindset, being aggressive on the ball, on the pass. You know, I don't think The middles have been involved much. Brown hasn't been involved much either. So try and shake that rocky start off with a cleaner pass. Something like that.
Something. And then that.
Exactly. Exactly. That timeout worked to perfection. Straight away to Isabel Brown down the line.
Perfect pass from Adele, and then perfect put away from Izzy there.
Yeah. I mean, smooth volleyball, right? I mean, so often we see, you know, you're not making mistakes, but you're not making any big momentum shifting plays. And that all starts with a good pass. There's a slight attack, trickled over the net. Nobody able to cover that one up. Emilia Likeva Bird with that serve just now.
Tricky one there. Anytime a ball hits the net mid-rally or even off serve, you're always on your heels.
Yeah.
It's just about staying upright. Seeing if they can answer back with a slide out now.
Great ball in again. Brown going deep corner. I think there was a bit of miscommunication. Not sure if they thought the ball was going out, but great wrap on the ball from Isabel Brown.
I think they thought maybe the ball was too far off the net to hit, but Izzy did great to adjust that, bring it back down.
Trying to go a high line like a beach player, then that one goes just out. Victoria Palmer knows that. It's not a bad error per se to concede. The intention was there, but Brown's on the service line, and you definitely want to get her off that as fast as possible. Well covered up. And now Darling to swing, and that is a tough serve, tough block, excuse me, from Wessex.
Yeah, set maybe just died a little bit and tried to adjust to that. Just couldn't get there in time. Tried to swing it off the hands. Yeah, tough situation.
Great serve by Morosanu. Great dig again by the middle.
Teams trading dig for dig there.
Teams trading dig for dig, and finished off by Beth Gilbert off a perfect pass in the middle of that rally off the pipe swing. Gets the kill. Again, we enter the 10-point mark. Both teams will want to pull away with some smoother volleyball, but Nottingham with a chance to serve. And that one misses out. The substitution now called for Emma Godwin to come on. Outside hitter as well.
Outside hitter, great player, was an American scholar for Nottingham. Last year, now playing NBL for them. She definitely brings extra firepower to the team.
Right away,
experience.
Right away targeting Emma Godwin, but she deals with it well, and her teammates respond with a strong swing. That swing going, I think, either above the block or high seam into area 6.
Targeting the new player is nothing new. You know, they've been cold a little bit, seeing if they could shake them. Did well to stay composed there.
Great ball in. And that time, great middle use.
Finding a great deep swing, as you know, as a middle in your head, it's all about hitting balls hard and sharp and down. Sometimes those deep swings, no one defends that, so points are there. Level now.
Big block by Wessex. That's a huge block from the right side, Sophie Turner.
Big block. Seems they finally got that block correctly set up with that timing right with the height.
Yeah, the penetration over the net. Last set they got a couple block touches, but it always trickled over and in between. But that's a great pass by Emma Godwin. As Wessex get a chance here. Roll shot, well read by Brown. And off the pipe, Emma Godwin goes for the swing.
A little giggle to herself there. First swing of the match will we'll put that up to just warming up. Nottingham don't want to switch off though, even though it seems like they're in control. Find themselves 2 points down.
What a serve, but an overpass. Wessex with the free ball down the middle. Cheji tips it into area 1 off the net, I think. Very difficult one for Nottingham to read. And that puts them at 14-11, 3-point cushion for Wessex.
Definitely want to get out of this rotation now, start applying pressure themselves.
What a serve, but Adele deals with it well. 1-on-1 block! And Sophie Turner gets the block again. That's 2 in the last 5 plays. 1-on-1 reads the power line very well and reaches over, gets the kill.
Difficult, it just seems that stuck in a bit of rotation where trying to get the outside to get them out of it. Block has been set really well.
Here we go, substitution called. Pearl Lai onto court, the defensive specialist outside hitter. And think they were really trying to target her there, but didn't pay off.
Better rotation for Nottingham now. 3 front court. Isabel Brown now being able to be that main offensive option right side.
Ketley has a tough serve. And it's an ace! Right on the line. I think the Wessex libero thought that one was sailing just out, but dropped right at the last moment.
Again, we talked about the ladies' tough float. That ball seems to just have dropped directly onto the line.
Big block by Brown, well covered up though. Joust read by Ketley. And off to the right side, Brown swings off the hands. And it's a messy play for Wessex. But they get a swing out of it somehow.
Very, very tough ball to swing on. In that situation, you're not quite sure if the ball's coming high, quick, fast.
Yeah.
Did very well to swing on that down line.
Yeah, I think Adele Sodju probably read that maybe it was a tip. That ball looked like it was drifting wide, right? So she rushed in, but impressive from Sophie Turnuk to try and get a swing on it deep instead. Trying to go for looked like a bit of a hybrid top spin serve, but
yeah, that ball had a lot of spin on it. If it got over the net, probably dipping down hard. I know not happy about that. Maybe they can build on that now.
Yep, and Lai up to serve. Freddie immediately giving instructions. She's one of the most consistent servers on the team. And gives them an out-of-system opportunity here.
Oh, they all backed off the net, ready for it.
Yeah.
Maybe try to drop it short, take advantage of that. Just came off the bony part of the hand there.
Yeah, but great organization from Nottingham. Recognizing that it's going to be, you know, a free ball or down ball situation, everybody immediately coming off the net, ready to play that ball. Now Lai again to serve. Float serve, no spin whatsoever. And they get another point in a row off of Pearl Lai's serve. Now Wessex immediately calling for a substitution. Think back on comes Chambers.
Just struggling to deal with that like tough flat float serve, whether they go platform or even in that case it came off the hands. Trying to organize the pass better now. But they're going with 4.
Another tough serve and a free ball again for Nottingham. So they call right side, 1-on-1. Dug up by Palmer, but it's a free ball again for Nottingham. Going for the C quick, I think. And that ball lands just in. The confidence you must have to run a combo play off a transition.
I think, of course, she's a great middle, and with that sort of skill set, being able to run C's off transition offense like that is one of the benefits you can have with her, one of the additional things you can do.
What a serve. But well dealt with. High line, well read by Prolai. To the outside, Godwin can't get the kill just yet. And Nottingham swinging with Brown, contained. Palmer with the dig. And Pedri powers it through down the middle. That was a great service run from Prolai. I mean, they got to where they want to be. Now they were just up by 1. Now it's 17 all. They were down by 3 before she started serving. So it was a good position for them to be in.
Yeah, definitely built momentum on their side. Even though it's 17 all, I feel like Nottingham they got a bit of control back in that spell of serves.
Another great pass to the right side. Brown covers up herself. Godwin has to stand and roll it. Through the pipe, roll shot, well read by Brown. Another chance for Godwin. High off the hands. And Wessex give up a free ball. Not able to make it over the net. Think that was a bit too messy for their own liking.
I think maybe a little bit of didn't really know who was going to go for that last one, and someone wants to stay aggressive, swing on it. Unfortunately, just mistimed it.
Done, well read. Covered up. Deep chuck works out for Wessex in the end. That's the definition of scrappiness.
Very messy ball. I know definitely Nottingham was screaming for a lift there. Not given in this game. You've got to play to the whistle. You know, refs can only call what they see. Frustrating as it is, you just have to try play everything.
Yeah. Nottingham really standing up short for this one. Almost halfway up the court. Prolai, very, very rare error from her on serve reception.
They were stood so far up, yet that ball still dropped so short.
Yeah. I mean, must be something they read in the scouting report. It was the right position to take up, but that ball just floating away from her platform in the last second, and it's a big point for Wessex, 19-18, and timeout immediately called from Freddie.
Yeah, much more of a closer set here. Wessex definitely thinking in their heads, this is the one to take from them. Nottingham thinking, let's stay on. We can still win this set, keep the pressure on them.
That is second timeout for University of Nottingham.
You can see Griffin Walters trying to get the crowd riled up.
Another floating serve, but well dealt with. Godwin with the swing, but covered up. And this time, Brown down the seam with the swing.
Adele Sodju with great play there. Dealt with that floating serve really well. Was there for the cover. Isabel Brown there to put it away.
Yeah, great cover up by Adele. Brown to serve, one of the toughest servers on this team. Great float serve, just out. That ball had no spin. Was hoping it would drop in the last second.
There was a bit of thought. The two opposite the lip were definitely thinking about that one. Not a bad type of serve.
Cheji to serve. Goes deep. That one lands in. A slide attack by Beth Gilbert. Works to a T.
Very long slide there.
Yeah.
That was almost the width of the court itself. Did well there.
A substitution back again. But Godwin comes off for Maya Darling. A tough float serve to start. Prolai with the swing down the line, finds the perfect gap on the court.
good understanding of where she's on court. Like usually if she swung that from all the way at the antenna, that's going out. Realize she's caught in court. Perfect swing.
Yeah, and well read on the setter dump as well. Recognizing that the setter was front row. Chitix trying to dump that ball. So Pearl was able to get a touch on it just before. Now, University of Nottingham lead by 1 point. What do you think Freddie's saying right now?
One
like
point
he's very
up,
passionate.
and he's definitely, he is a very passionate coach. I think in this case, he's trying to say, don't overthink it. Let's play that ball up and go with the simple option first. I think it always comes down to sometimes you get in your head and you want to do something that might not be as simple as you think, but at the heart of it, I think volleyball is a simple game. You could make it difficult in certain areas.
Great ball and dump. Well read by Brown. And dug up again. Now Wessex high ball to Victoria Palmer. Well read by Lai. Excuse me. Lai swings and gets the kill. Well read by Maya Darling in area 6. Sweeping up the back.
Good set from there as well. Like you're very far away from the court, but just put up a simple high hittable ball.
Now substitution call. Chambers comes back off for Emma Duke.
Once you hit the 20s, I think every point you get is even got more sort of
Yeah.
behind it.
Definitely more and more weight. And an overpass kill. Excuse me, not yet. Dug up by Wessex. Bit of confusion on the slide attack. Middle. Well contained by Gilbert. Now Lai with the swing. Over the double block. And a net touch call, but it didn't matter anyways. Pro Lai gets the kill. And there's a huge moment from Nottingham. They've been trailing for about half of the game, and now they got a 3-point cushion as Wessex call a timeout. Dave Gunter wants to regroup things for any chance to salvage this set.
Yeah, a bit of confusion from Nottingham there on the slide and opposite hit. It's not one you want to run together.
Yeah.
Dangerous one to do, but stayed calm, got the ball back, finished it off.
Yeah, Freddie not at all taking this lightly. You know, he's very, very focused right now, trying to get his players to finish the job, push them over the line. They've used both timeouts. I think both teams have used both timeouts, in fact, so they'll need to push with everything they've got for the rest of this set. And the Nottingham crowd doing everything they can to push their team over the line. Great serve, out of system. And a free ball for Nottingham. One-on-one, Pearl Lai delivers the kill down the line. Great setup. Great decision by Abby Ketley, actually. Running that slide, immediately notices the middles, you know, kind of stuck. Sends that fastball all the way to the outside, and Pearl Lai makes it easy. And set point for Nottingham.
Ooh.
And a mishandled set from Chitix, and that is 25-20 for University of Nottingham. They've done really well to climb back from that early, you know, stuttering start that we had from both teams.
100%. I think Wessex maybe kicking themselves a little bit. You never really want to be, even midway through the set, they were still up by a couple. Definitely one they probably feel like slipped by them. I think in this scenario, you just can't let it get to you, and the only thing you can do is say, like, we're a team that's able to be up. Let's try get back there. And in Nottingham, I think that's a really good thing that they came back from down and they're feeling good, feeling great way to end the set.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, you know, for Nottingham, they had a slow start. They were able to refocus, readjust. 5 points in the end, maybe not exactly reflective of how difficult of a start that was, but, you know, can they replicate that, you know, focus and mentality they had in the first set where, you know, they were ripping off some good serves, putting on more consistent service pressure, right? We saw a few more uncharacteristic service errors in that second set. As for Wessex, I mean, the service reception, we saw less shanked balls away from the court. Maybe a couple overpasses, I think we noticed.
I think so. I think it helped that Nottingham did make a couple subs that set just to, if one player's feeling not performing to their best in that scenario, you just get them off the court, get them resetting. Wessex definitely going to struggle with less of a bench than Notts in that sense.
It's great to see that Griffin Walters, despite being injured, getting involved with the crowd.
Crowd getting fired up for what they hope might be one more set. Let's see how it goes.
Absolutely. Back on, I think Nottingham are going with the same lineup they ended things with. Same for Wessex, still sticking with that starting six they usually have. Jortico with a tough serve to start us off. Brown recycles to the right side. Almost blocked by Wessex, but Lai squeezes it through the block.
Good high swing from Isabel Brown there. Easy recycle there. Get to go again. And yeah, squeezed it through.
Now Lai right away to serve, so potential for an early lead here. A much better pass from Wessex compared to the previous sets, and that set was way too wide for Sophie Turnuk to put it back into play. Another 2-point pass. Down the line, dug up by Soju. And Pearl Lai out of the back row.
Impressive swing there. She knows exactly her capabilities. She knows exactly when to swing on that. Sees the back of that court. Perfect swing. No defense was touching that.
Lai again to serve to the corner. Again, a pretty good pass considering the situation. And is scrambling for Nottingham, gives a free ball for Wessex. A great swing over the block by Brown. Couldn't quite contain the power.
It just seems like Nottingham is firing at all cylinders right now. Everyone is swinging well, and Wessex don't quite have an answer for it just yet.
Yeah. I think Wessex have been passing, on average a lot better than before, but can't quite find the answers on offense right now. And that swing going into the antenna, it's such a rhythm thing, I think, offense in volleyball. You really need to build a rhythm, and when you're not in rhythm, it just seems like nothing's ever going to work when you're swinging.
It's difficult to think about what to do to fix that. Do you go just a higher ball inside and try just find a hit?
Yeah.
There we go. Still, the actual offensive rhythm wasn't great there. Miscommunication with the middle. Not too sure what they were running, but took care of the overpass there. Maybe that will bring some life back into Wessex.
Yeah, exactly. You need somebody to step up, make a momentum play, get your team riled up, get your team refocused with that, aggression you need on offense. The last thing you want to do is tip a couple free balls over. That's not going to get you into rhythm either.
Yeah. Really pushing the middle this set, Wessex. Seems to be working as well. Maybe not quite matching up perfectly each time, but going back to it, making Nottingham stay bunched in. maybe to try spread open those wings as well.
Yeah. I mean, Cheji, that's 2-3 swings in a row now. Definitely leading the pack in aggression right now. Great pickup from Area 6. And big block by Brown, covered up by Wessex. That almost sounded like a jumbo.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you get blocked and covered, you're thinking, well, the next one can't get blocked, and maybe that was just playing there in her head.
Yeah.
Too much on it. But a bit more life in this Wessex team now coming from that rally.
Blocked serve. Float serve down the line. Causes some trouble for Wessex. Big swing by Brown into the seam. Almost chased and picked up by Wessex.
She's been finding the gap in the block really well. Whether it's a matter of middle's not making it there, or maybe outside blocker needs to adjust the pin. I think something might need a little bit of a switch up because the Nottingham offense is flowing at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, so far, Nottingham haven't utilized the middle as much, so you might start to think whether the block wants to shift their formation a little bit, maybe switch up to, you know, a spread block, less bunched up in the middle.
Yeah.
Here we go, Cheji to serve. Great flow serve down the line, and that is an ace serve on Maya Darling.
Rare miss pass from Notts in this set, and I think that's exactly what Wessex needed right now. Breathe some life back into them.
Yeah. That time spinning it a little bit, but well dealt with by Nottingham, and down the middle right away, Beth Gilbert running that almost like a B quick down that gap between the middle blocker and the right side.
Yeah, a little bit. It's more. It looked a bit like a push as well, like an A push. The middle usually gets a bit confused because they stay on the A, and then you just find that gap.
Yeah.
Perfect run there.
Great serve, but an even better pass. Ball set a bit too wide.
Ball had wide, and it was pretty quick, quicker than I've seen them run anything so far. Maybe that's why the outside wasn't quite ready for it there.
Yeah, and great discipline by Abby Catley to reach over, penetrate on the block. Brown to serve again. Tough serve, gives an overpass, but can't quite capitalize on it. Things are getting messy in the net, and
pulling a reach over there. Again, hard really from our angle to see what happens at the fights and jousts over the net. Those overpasses that were flying over are quite difficult. They're low, tight to the net, really hard to like actually get over the top of it. So they were kind of just getting pushed back, but calling a reach over there for Wessex. They definitely don't agree with it. I see a lot of shaking heads there.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, we don't have the best angle, but not exactly sure if it's a reach over. The other call that I could think of was maybe the setter was back row, so potentially a backcourt hit or something, but not too sure. We move on as Izzy misses that serve after that awkward break in play.
Yeah.
That resets Ketley back into front row.
Great pass, perfect.
Another free ball for Knotts. Running the slide down the pipe instead. And Wessex give up another free ball. This time slightly mishandled. Pearl Lai rolls it. Well read by the libero. Hard swing off the hands and into the antenna. That's the type of aggression you want to see out of your attackers, you know? Like, we talk about attacking rhythm. You're not going to get into an aggressive rhythm if you don't swing aggressively in the first place.
Yeah. I think definitely, even especially when you're down in a situation like this, 2 sets down, 10-5, 10-6, the only thing to do is to be aggressive. You're not going to get anything out of. Good play there with the slide. Could have, if you just took a little bit less power off that, that would have been a nice drop in. Wessex within 3 now, not too far. Nots want to sort lining up their pass again very high. They seem to be dealing with it well though. I say that cursed.
No, messy play again for Wessex. Deep roll. Sodju puts it high. And Knots get that kill.
Again, seem to be squeezing it just inside that block each time. Maybe fighting for too much height, not penetrating over the net enough. Seems to be set okay, just little things.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the little things that Nottingham are doing right is, you know, during those rallies, whenever they defend up a ball, that ball is always high and gives, you know, your attackers and your setters some time to think at least.
Yeah.
You know, they're not playing pinball on defense. They're giving each other enough time to connect and recalibrate.
Bit of a miss hit there from Isabel Brown. I think she was just too far in the court there. Had to like try get outside. Almost hit it like a slide back
Yeah.
court. That's probably one of the things transitioning from middle to opposite. A little bit hard to get out of.
Great ball in. Dug up with her chest, it seemed, but it's free ball again. And a rare mistake in transition from Nottingham. That time, Beth Gilbert unable to take it cleanly with her hands.
Not the wrong idea. I think that's quite a common thing we see with middles, that dropping in the 3-meter line. Middle takes that, goes in with a lot of confidence. Just a bit of a mishandle there. Just about getting over the net there.
Big swing by Victoria Palmer.
Perfectly in the gap.
That forces a timeout from University of Nottingham. Things aren't going as smoothly as they were at the very start, so need to quickly clean up these things. Not sure if it's mental errors or if they're not executing well enough technically, but Wessex creeping in.
Yeah, I think Wessex definitely just in the last couple points stepped up the game a little bit, and maybe not struggling to keep up, but didn't make that switch as well. So
yeah,
they caught up. I think Freddie's definitely right now telling them focus in, take care of what we can take care of, and then the game will sort itself out. Even in these scenarios, really hard for a team to keep, that's 2 sets behind, to keep like the morale up, but that's the only thing you can do is play each point at a time.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to win the game by winning set 1 or set 2. You win the game in the final set, which is this set right here. So need to reaffirm your standards as a team. As Pearl Lai gets us off with a clean side out right away.
Perfect volleyball there. Dig set spike.
Absolutely. I mean, that transition footwork right away off the pass, giving herself enough room and angle to hit that cross court. Picture perfect. Now Nottingham long distance. Pearl Lai trying to go for that similar swing she did last set, where notices herself inside the court, cutting it across her body, but that one goes just wide.
Super difficult, those. I think there's nothing worse than getting a sky-high ball to hit. I think I shudder to think when I have to hit one of those.
Yeah. Off the pipe. That one lands just in. Great decision to swing deep. You know, you're off the net. You don't want to swing, you know, low and sharp. You've got to go for that deep corner swing.
Definitely did well to wrap her hand around that, create enough topspin to bring it down. Very difficult to defend the ones that land on the line like that. That's sort of something you give a team.
Yeah. Another great serve out of system for Wessex. And it looked like, not sure if too many players bunched up in her landing space there. It looked almost a bit dangerous for Emma Duke out of the back row.
Looked a bit tight there. The libero had also bunched in. bit of a scary one there.
Great ball in. And a swing. And a kill for Wessex.
Seems to just, they met at the top there, middle's meeting at the top. Clash in the middle, seem to just push it past. When Wessex get that, perfect free ball in, they seem to want to run that middle. It seems to be doing them well so far.
Yeah, great ball in by Chitix that time, the libero. And that serve somehow dips in. Nos players were very confident that was drifting out, but maybe a bit of swerve. And
I think the entire bench shouted out as well.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. You'd rather over-communicate than not communicate, right, on defense. That time, another confident call by the bench, and that one's definitely out. And Pearl Lai back to serve. A great ball in by Duke. Down the middle, well dug up. And Izzy Brown goes cross court and tags the sideline. Great swing.
I think Notts have done really well with these sort of not purely insistent balls, getting enough topspin to bring them down deep into court.
What a serve. Causes a bit of trouble for Wessex. Roll shot. Transition for Nottingham. Off to the right side. Brown. 1-on-1, but blocked. Right at the end by Sophie Turner.
Block was set really well there. Required a bit more of a sharper angle on the swing, but good set, I think, there. Created the 1-on-1.
Roll shot, well read. But overpass. Now high ball to Brown. Down the line, wrist away shot. That's what we love to see as a right-handed opposite.
Yeah, definitely. I think the entire team, and I thought that was definitely getting swing high cross. Great twist of the wrist with enough spin to bring it down. I don't think the libero was expecting it.
Another great serve. Not sure if that floated up or down, but definitely through the hands of Victoria Palmer from Molly Clark. Substitution called. Moro Sanu comes on as the new outside hitter. Great ball in by Chitix. Slightly wide. Miscommunicated, I think, between the off blocker and Molly Clark there.
Yeah, like we said, always difficult. Middle on defense, not used to really taking more of a role like the libero does, so a bit more communication needed there.
Substitution called for Nottingham this time. Ina Kovacevic comes on as the new outside hitter. That one trickling over the net made it a bit easier to pass. Now transition for Nottingham. Right away, Wessex get a huge block from Turnuk.
Yeah, Wessex slowly closing the gap. Nottingham definitely want to reach that 20-point mark quick. Just adds a little bit more weight.
A high ball to Isabel Brown, and she finds the cleanest line of the day, I think. That's 2 for 2 now. Not sure if it's something new that they want to.
Yeah, defender was caught a bit behind the block there, didn't really step out. As he saw that clean gap, went for it.
And that time served to the seam perfectly from Brown. Miscommunicated between Chitix and Palmer.
Hit the 20-point mark.
Timeout called by Wessex at the 20-point mark, as you say, and every point's going to weigh a bit more now.
Difficult situation, I think, as a coach to, well, what to say as the Wessex coach right now. Only thing you do is try, I guess, energize your players. There's no point. You're already in the game. There's no point sort of giving up now. So let's go, get out there, win any point you can.
Yeah, I mean, they've traveled a long, long way for this game. The last thing you want to do is, you know, to put it bluntly, give up and go home. You want to put up a fight to the very end, even if you don't win this game.
Yeah.
You want to give everything you've got on this long away trip. What a serve off the timeout, and Wessex trying to go for the cut shot. Couldn't quite get over. Now Brown's got a bit of a rhythm from the service line. Another shanked ball from Wessex. An aggressive free ball there. Slide attack tipped into the middle of the court. Off blocker, not sure if that was her responsibility, and a substitution right away.
Yeah, middle with the slide. A lot of space open there.
Another swing.
That one's demanding a touch right now. No touch called.
Don't think it sounded like there was one, to be honest. But they're just scrambling for points right now. They need to continue to make those aggressive errors if they're trying to get anything out of this game now. But Isabel Brown putting up a service clinic right now. And a big block by Beth Gilbert. Kovacevic gets the kill high out of the left side. That sets up match point for
Nottingham ball on their feet.
Great ball in this time. Amadou tries to go line, and that misses, and that means at University of Nottingham take this crucial win 3-0. They get all 3 points off of this big headliner game here in the Davis Ross Sports Village.
The crowd is absolutely going crazy right now. I think especially after the boys game, they really love that performance from the girls. And I'm sure there's going to be lots of happy faces now.
Yeah, it's a statement win from Nottingham, really. I mean, the last time both teams played was the second round of the Super League, I believe. So that just shows how much they improved over the entire course, despite all the injuries that they've been through, as you mentioned.
Yeah, I think a common theme with university teams is like they will get better as the year go by. Like they train so much, as you said, they become better friends. They know each other more, and even with injuries, even with like difficulties, they train and they can put on a better show.
Yeah, and as for Wessex, I think mathematically that unfortunately means they have been relegated from the Super League. You know, they are known to be the scrappy team, and today I think University of Nottingham have just managed to stay as clean as possible on their side of the court while anticipating everything that, you know, all the scrappiness that Wessex have to offer on their side.
Yeah. And it was a great game. There were some great rallies in there, great points being played, and it was a fun one to watch.
Yeah, definitely. Well, just as our crew get the player of the match for our interview here shortly, that's been it from me, Dennis, and Shaz up in the commentary booth. It's been a pleasure.
It was great. It was a lot of fun. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back. I'm here joined with Prolai, our player of the game today. You know, first of all, congratulations on the win. What are your thoughts on the game?
I feel like we haven't won a game in so long, so it's a really good game. And like the atmosphere is so good and the team bonding is there today and we just trust each other, so it's a good game.
Yeah, you speak about team bonding, right? One of the things we talked about a lot was as a university team, I think there's so much that goes on off the court that you bring on the court. You know, last game was 3-2, you guys won. This time 3-0.
Yeah.
You know, what's been that big improvement that you think you've made across the whole season?
The biggest improvement I feel like is the confidence on court, like as a team and as a player myself, because it's just really struggling this season because most of the main player is injured.
Right, yeah.
So it's really challenging, but how to put the pressure, convert it into confidence is like the biggest lesson I've learned throughout this season.
Right, yeah. Well, yeah, that's amazing. I mean, today you showed that, right? Like, an incredible performance by you. I mean, you're so consistent from the service line. I think that's been reflected in all the stats on the Super League. Do you have any advice for people out there? You know, how are you so consistent at serving?
I just feel like serve is the only thing in volleyball you do on your own. So it's really important just to control.
Yeah.
And just, if you're having a bad day, just put the ball over rather than like going very aggressively. But yeah, it's just all you can control. So you need to be like focused. That's your job. Like that's the only thing you do on your own. You need to be focused.
Yeah. And one last thing, I mean, you've had a lot of fans here today, a lot of fans watching at home online as well. Anything you want to say to them and to the fans at home?
Thank you for supporting University of Nottingham, and thank you.
Well, thank you very much for being here, and that's it from us. And that wraps it up for our Super League Live here in Nottingham. Big day full of big plays and big results from both winning teams. We've got another doubleheader Super League Live weekend lined up in Essex next weekend. So stay tuned and join us for next weekend. And that's been it from us. Goodbye.